One second, guys. Cool. So how I want to do this meeting is I want to provide as much value to you guys as possible because I've been an appointment setter for over 2 years before I transitioned and doing other roles. At this point, there's probably 100 appointment setters per online business out there that's hiring for appointment setters. The market has become extremely saturated with a lot of individuals looking to land sales positions online. And I'm no different than any of you in here. And I want to teach you how I've had my success. And I want to provide you guys with just as much value, but more importantly, I want to change the way you guys think, specifically when it comes to making money online and working with these online businesses. It's going to be really crucial stuff. And I promise you, if you guys stick to the end, you guys will have a good understanding on how to move forward and get the network and opportunities that you want. Is that fair enough? It's going to be around 30 to 40 minutes. And towards the end, I'm just going to have an open-ended Q&A. I have some other announcements and stuff I want to give you completely for free because I feel like it's important to give without asking for anything in return, because that's how you get the most results in your life. One more thing before we get started. Out of curiosity, how many of you here have seen me for the first time? Okay, awesome. I know quite a bit of you. I've worked under some of you. I've worked with some of you side by side, and I've worked over some of you here. Awesome. What time is it? 3:03. Nikki, just my virtual assistant. If you can just make sure everyone in Messenger is taken care of, in the group chat, make sure that they're on. That's awesome. There's about 90 people. Looks like so this is super good. I appreciate you all showing up. That means that you are congruent. All right. So forgive me that I put this together very fast as the demand grew very quickly, but I promise you, you'll get some value out of it. This is one of my first times doing something like this. So I'll just be open and transparent. So welcome to an appointment setting masterclass. As you know, my name is Chris. I've been in this online space for around 3.5 years now. I started my journey just like you as an appointment setter. I bought an online course. I got access to some skill sets and some knowledge about how to set, roughly where to look for opportunities, and how to put myself out there. And in this webinar, I want to prove to you that me and you are not much different, and we can get the same results. I'm not better than any of you. I'm not smarter than any of you. I'm not more handsome than any of you. I just got access to different vehicles than you. So the reason why I even wanted to become an appointment setter in the first place or make money online, just like probably many of you, so that I can have like time freedom, support my family, and just have stability. What's happening in the world nowadays is it's way easier to simply have a job online where you can work at home, make passive income than working at a 9 to 5 job. So what I want to go is, or ask you is, how did you guys get into this online space, or why did you specifically? What was the reason why you clicked on that ad that you clicked into? Why are you here today? What are your goals with appointment setting? time freedom, FA 9 to 5, time freedom, financial stability, freedom, time freedom, financial freedom, early retirement. Easy enough. Financial stability, financial freedom. That's it. And that's what all the coaches and consultants sell on the advertisements to get you in here, right? We all have relatively same goals. Now, once I started becoming an appointment setter, I bought into so many courses on how to like guarantee placement. They would give me the right script so that I can use in appointment setting if I was doing calls or if I was doing DMs to help me sell more. And they were teaching me like broad ideas on how to land a role and make money. None worked, or they worked partially. Yes, they gave me the skills. Yes, they gave me average placement, but the training wasn't good enough to get me into the circles that I know I needed to get into if I actually wanted to get to financial freedom and access to the top people in the industry. It wasn't until I took matters into my own hands and started creating my own luck and not relying on courses. I realized that if I wanted to become a top appointment setter, I had to learn how to give so much value to my superiors that they couldn't ignore me. That's what I want to be teaching you here today. I want to teach you how to up your value as an appointment setter so that you can land high quality clients and have a huge network like myself of like-minded people. So they chase you and not the other way around. Is that fair enough? Are you guys open to that? Would you guys be opposed to that? Okay. Seems like you guys like this. Cool. So I want to talk about this really quickly before we get into anything. Like in this training, yes, I'm going to be giving you access to 8-figure scripts and SOPs that I've trained and I've used myself as an appointment setter that they've used to generate over $10 million conservatively in revenue for online businesses. Yes, I'm going to try to help you get better placement if I have opportunities arise in my network and if you're good enough. And yes, I will give you access to learn from real setters who have produced millions of dollars for online companies. But all of these things, the scripts, the interviews, and all this stuff, it's only going to get you so far. I want to show you in this quick training, and I want to change your belief system on how you can not only get the right skill sets to perform, but the right network to perform. It's not about skill sets in this online space. It's about the vehicle you're in and who you know. I know appointment setters very well, and they don't have an immense skill set. They have language barriers that prevents them from having direct communication and understanding with the English language. They live in an unfortunate time zone, and they aren't the most skilled setters, being completely transparent. But the reason why they make so much money for other companies and do all these things isn't because of their skill set. It's the vehicle they're in and who they know. There's no amount of appointment setting skills that can solve a bad offer you're selling on. That's inconsistent, that doesn't allow you to have the opportunities that you want. And the truth is, that's 99% of online businesses, right? None of these strategies, like these scripts and stuff I'll show you, they won't work. And the thought processes won't work. It says will work there, but they won't work if you're in a bad vehicle. Even if I sat down with you guys for hours a day and gave you the best coaching in the world. I know this because I've been there on bad offers. Who in the chat, who has been on a bad offer before? Or maybe you've never been on an offer, but maybe you've been recommended to an offer where maybe the lead flow wasn't good, maybe the leadership wasn't quality, maybe they weren't selling something that you were aligned with or they didn't have success. How many people have had that before? Like a lot of people, right? Because the truth is that's 99% of the opportunities that we're all applying to work for. It's the bottom feeders, right? So that's why today I'm going to show you how to put yourself in the best position to get access to the right vehicles and network so you can actually reach financial freedom. By the end of this presentation, you'll know exactly how to make yourself more valuable to potential employers as an appointment setter so you can get richer and more developed in your career. There's nothing guaranteed in life but death and taxes. But if you follow this simple strategy and this simple mindset shift, it will become very hard for you not to get the results you want, just like I have and many other students. Are you guys with me? Okay, that's what I like to hear. So before we get too deep, the truth is there's no one-stop shop solution to becoming a more valuable person in your network and helping you make more money. If you're looking for an easy solution that's going to get you the network that you want tomorrow, there isn't any. Anyone who tries to sell you anything else is lying to you. Through this journey, you will go through a lot of trial and tribulations, just like I did, before you have the opportunity to work with your dream offer and network. The key thing here is consistency in outwards thinking. Never put yourself in a box and always try to expand and learn more. Don't let your ego get away, or don't let your ego get in the way of you doing bigger and better things. Just like I said, I'm going to show you a foolproof strategy and a way of thinking to model off of to eventually get where you want in your career as an appointment setter or whatever you want to do whenever you grow up. I'm still trying to figure that out, so don't worry. Why should you listen to me? Like, I brung you all here to this webinar and you guys still don't know who I am. There's 108 on here right now. So I know you guys don't care about me. All you guys care about is the the mindset shift and the tactic I'm going to be sharing with you. But before we go into this, I want to explain you a little bit of my journey and how I've learned to have this success and how you can as well. All right. So give me 1 second. I just need to make sure that everyone's in. Uh, all good. So who am I? So like I said this many times, I started out in a virtual training course. Some guy on an advertisement sold me a dream of getting into appointment setting without telling me the harsh realities of how hard it would be. Through networking with people in Facebook groups and trying to help as many people as possible with little to no experience, because I just got out of high school, I've had the opportunity to work directly with people like Jeremy Miner and Iman Gadzhi, managing and scaling their setting teams, training their teams directly, but not only working in appointment setting, doing dozens of other jobs inside of their company that have produced them millions of dollars. I not have only worked with these guys, I've worked with dozens of 7 to 8 figure businesses, all through referrals based off of the network that I built in silence. I barely post on social media. I barely put myself out there, but I still have accesses to these networks and these referral links. What I want to teach you guys is how I came from absolutely nothing and how you guys can build a network very similar to this. And you guys can have not only an appointment setting job, but also positions in these guys' companies that are making multi-million dollars a year. For example, Jeremy is the fastest growing and biggest sales training organization in the US for the past few years. He makes over $60 million a year. Iman Gadzhi's company, Educate, makes over $20 million a year. I want to teach you guys how to get into these people's businesses, not the little people that are making 50 to 100K a month. So how have I managed to work with all of these people with minimal experience? First and foremost, I started at the bottom of a dozen of these companies as an appointment setter, just like you. And after a while of working with them, I figured out a strategy to get to the top with minimal experience. And before I get too far, I'm going to stop sharing the screen here. Um, just to prove that I've done all of these things and I have all this success. These are reward awards that I've gotten directly from seventh level. Sorry, Jeremy, I broke this. This is from Sales Sniper, seventh level, but I won the most improved award in the year of 2021 out of anyone in the whole company from seventh level to all those other companies. I've won too many of these to count Charlie of the Month awards as top producing appointment setter. I did it for like 6 months in a row, and then I trained everyone else how to do it. So I want to show you that I know what I'm talking about, and I've been where you guys have been, right? So back to this. I want to tell you guys a little bit of a story. So whenever I started working with Jeremy, first starting, I was an appointment setter. Like the contract that I signed to be in the company was an appointment setter. But in reality, without working any extra hours than I was expected, I was also training clients, customer service, helping out with copywriting for the group, onboarding salespeople, onboarding VAs, managing a community, scaling a community, managing other setters, quality control, competition analysis, building key SOPs. And I did all of this as I was an appointment setter. I did that all for a $60 million a year company. And I did the same thing with Iman's company. And I will note this to you guys. I was, and I'm still not a professional in any of these things. I had no idea what I was doing at the time. But luckily, the reason why I knew what I was doing and the reason why I could provide so much value in all of these other ways without working any extra hours, where it forced the management to look at me differently from everyone else, to put me ahead of everyone, to give me more pay so that they can allow me to go into these higher level meetings and give advice. The reason why I was able to do this was because of two simple things that you guys can use for free at any time. It just requires your attention and focus to use them. You guys want to know what these two things are that you can use to drastically increase your value in a company and work no extra time. What are these two things you guys need? Guess. Your mind's going to be blown. My two favorite apps, ChatGPT and Google. Like very simple. You can learn any skill and you can get access to any kind of information online, guys. Now I'm going somewhere with this. I leverage these tools around me to solve my problems. I was giving so much value in the companies that because I took the time to consciously take an extra 30 minutes out of my day. I know that's a lot, guys, but I took an extra 30 minutes out of my day to consciously sit there at the business, look at myself like a fly on the wall, and observe the business from that perspective and consciously identify problems and take time to present a solution. Even if the solution wasn't good, which 99% of the time at the beginning, it wasn't, the upper management respected it because I was trying and making a conscious effort and I was bought into their vision. Business owners want nothing more than people that are bought into their vision. And everyone in this online space that's trying to make money online, they just come in and make money and they don't actually connect with the individual that they're working with. And if they did at a higher level, they would make triple the amount of money that they're making because people want approval. Wait a second. I think I'm going backwards. Remember, it's the thought that counts and not the effort. I say this from a really deep level, guys. Like, I don't know if you've ever heard or if you've seen like in like romantic movies, but like someone goes out of their way to buy someone a chocolate bar because they love them. It's not necessarily the chocolate bar, but it's the thought that you went out there and took extra time out of their day to make a little bit of their day that much better. So you don't have to be professional in any of these things, guys. Fun fact, 99% of all information in the world is already free on the internet. Solving a problem or understanding a concept is simply a click away. All of Harvard's classes are online, guys. You guys can go on Harvard's website and you can get access to any one of their courses that people pay hundreds of thousands of dollars for. So if you're an appointment setter or a business owner and you have all access to the same information, what do you guys think separates successful and unsuccessful business owners and appointment setters if we all have access to the same information? What separates them? Okay, action. What else, guys? Come on. Can't just be Vanny answering. Creativity, team action, implementation, action, consistency. Right. So what's really needed is application. Some of you nailed it right on the head. Because we live in an abundant time of information, everyone has the same opportunities as everyone else. Think about it in the past 5 to 10 years, guys. Everyone's gotten phones. Everyone has access to Safari or Google. It's insane. Whenever I was an appointment setter, my goal was to be a jack of all trades, where I didn't specialize on one skill set, but I specialized in various different small componented skill sets, and I applied them and try to solve with those skill sets the problems that I saw in these businesses. I saw very obvious areas where the businesses were lacking, and I applied what I learned and took action. Speed is king. Remember, it's a thought process and not the end result. So I don't know if you guys are seeing the trend here, but although I was hired as a setter or a trainer for Iman or Jeremy, I quickly rose the ranks. Why is that? It's because I knew how to communicate, but more importantly, I gave so much value that they couldn't ignore me. Even if the value wasn't great, what my superiors saw was effort and commitment to getting better and helping out. And the best part about all this, guys, is it didn't require me to work any more than 8 hours extra a day while I was appointment setting for these businesses. So this is a prediction that you guys need to really listen to. You guys really need to understand this concept. Not because I'm telling you, but because if you understand this, you're going to be ahead of the curve for the next 5, 10 years, and you're going to make more money than anyone. What's happening in the world right now is information products and online education companies, like the ones you want to work for, they're beginning to legitimize themselves. And they're continuing to directly compete with universities and learning institutions. We see this with people like Jeremy and Iman that are having 6-figure, 7-figure, 8-figure months. All of that money from college and universities and learning institutions are being put into these online courses. And most people have this attitude now of, why would I listen to a business teacher or an XYZ teacher in college that's never actually done any business when you can learn from people who are already making millions, right? It's growing very fast. A large majority of the world are now opting in to buy mentorships for cheaper than than colleges and universities. But here's the truth, guys, and this is where you come in. I've seen this. I've worked in many 7, 8-figure businesses. And the truth is that these influencers and these people you want to work with, they will paint a picture of, this is my life, this is what my business is, and this is how much money I'm making. But as someone that's been in the trenches, I want to inform you guys the truth that 99% of these businesses and these businesses of the future have and won't have any idea how to actually run a business. Appointment setting is one part of an online business. Just like I said, I've known this because I've been in so many companies. What happens in online companies is problem, solution, problem, solution, but there's no actual like blueprint to helping them scale. And because of that, they need help with so much more than just appointment setting. Most business owners today, guys, this is true. They have no idea how to appointment set, sell, run ads, do marketing, build a funnel, client fulfillment, video editing, customer service, building SOPs, building infrastructure, community building. They have no idea how to launch campaigns, use AI to enhance their business, organize their business, use regulatory compliance. And this is just a small amount of things that most businesses don't know how to do. And I realized this whenever I was working with Jeremy and Iman. They're great companies, but the unfortunate part is that they don't have everything figured out. This is now you may be saying to me right now, if you're watching this, Chris, I thought this training was about networking and appointment setting. Well, here's the thing. That's kind of the truth. The truth is that appointment setting will only get you so far financially in your career. I don't know about you guys, but I don't wake up in the morning excited out of bed to set appointments. A lot of people think about this backwards. The most you can make as a setter is 5 to 7K a month. And that's really good. Like that's amazing. But you can make way more money in businesses doing way easier things that are way less time consuming if you just get your foot in the door as an appointment setter. So here's the truth. Most people, specifically in your guys' situation, don't want to become an appointment setter per se. What they really want is to be of value to a business so that they exchange your value for money. And you do that by becoming an appointment setter. So appointment setting is one vehicle to get that value exchange out of many dozens of other examples I showed you here. I'll explain it to you like this, guys. What appointment setting has allowed me to do, and many other people, and what it can allow you to do, is simply get your foot in the door of 90% of the top 1% businesses that you want to work with. Why do I state this claim so boldly that appointment setting gets you in the door? It's very simple because these companies are always hiring. If they're a good company, they're always hiring new setters. And it's the easiest job to get hired for, especially if you're new. The industry average churn rate, which means turnover rate of setters, is atrocious. Most businesses can't keep performing setters because most setters who come out of programs are mediocre in the marketplace. So because of this, it becomes easier for people like me and you that are conscious about this problem to stand out if you do 10 to 15% more work than most people, because it's so easy to have such low standards. The truth is, though, as this industry gets bigger and as we replace these institutions, the standards will be mandatorily raised. But we're not at that point yet in this industry. The barrier to entry is so extremely low. Because there's so much mediocrity, like I said, it creates an opportunity for like me and you. If you were to put 20 to 30% more effort and leverage the tools around you like artificial intelligence, which I can easily help you guys out with, anytime over DMs, I can give you guys some like workshops and stuff on stuff like that. You can be easily ahead of anyone that you want really fast. So where am I going with all of this? Like, it seems like I'm probably talking about a bunch of random stuff, but if you're as ambitious as I think you are, because you're here, I would guess you don't want to be an appointment setter for the rest of your life. Am I correct? Type in the chat. Right? We're really just all here using appointment setting as a gateway to something bigger. So what I'm offering to you guys is nothing but a different perspective from the norm. Something that most online coaches don't talk about, because the truth is that besides people like Kelly in this chat, and besides like a few small mentors in this space, most of the people that teach appointment setting have never been appointment setters. Like it's true. It's insane. But what I'm encouraging you guys to do, and this is very important, I really encourage you to take notes on this, is I'm encouraging you to think of yourself as something bigger than just an appointment setter. Although you're only applying to be one in these businesses, I want you to think of yourself as a growth specialist that's getting in the door as an appointment setter. When you're working or applying for another business, what's helped me get to all of these results without working any extra time is that I've taken the approach where I think of this business as my own. Because I know that although I don't have revenue share, if I really enhance the things and give without asking anything in return, money will come back to me. That's just the law of reciprocity. I think that's how you say it. Correct me if I'm wrong. Now, you may be asking me, okay, so you want me to change how I view myself from appointment setter to growth specialist. What is a growth specialist, you may ask? A growth specialist is someone who helps business owners grow by finding, testing, scaling new strategies to acquire and retain and monetize clients. A growth specialist is someone who's flexible, consistent, agile, creative, and has the ability to solve simple and complex problems. And guess what, guys? If it's too complex for you, artificial intelligence and Google can solve it for you, right? So don't think that these things aren't out of your capabilities. Don't limit yourself. You can do all of these things for a business. Remember, most businesses have no idea how to do everything listed here and probably like go on for 10 more lists, guys. Now, a lot of this stuff may seem like scary and overwhelming, but it's so easy to do. And what I'm trying to get out of this, guys, is I'm not trying to get you to steer your way out of appointment setting. And I'm not trying to steer your way out of like what you guys want to do. Because I think appointment setting is the most important job that you can do because it builds the fundamental skill sets for you to grow. But the truth is that how you make more money in your career is you become as valuable as possible and have generalized knowledge and as many skill sets as possible so you can be put in as many positions as possible to perform and make more revenue. Does that make sense? Does that make sense, guys? Is this helpful so far? Is all of this helpful so far? Okay, that's the point. Okay, awesome. Now, as I've said, guys, I didn't take you through that whole dance for the past whatever amount of time for no reason. Like, because this industry is growing so fast and because nobody has any idea what they're doing, these multi-million dollar businesses of the present and future need you. They are tired of the mediocrity at scale of hiring and churning people. And the reason why is because these people that are coming out of these courses as appointment setters, they're thinking of themselves as just appointment setters. Whenever you need to think of yourself as someone that's going to help this person grow in many other ways and actually be an owner in that business, even though you may not be. So this is exactly, guys, how I've managed to work at 7 to 8 figure companies doing minimal effort. Appointment setting is the gateway. It's the way to get your foot in the door of any big company and grow inside. You can do various return on investment rules that you're actually going to work on, fulfill, and make way more money on the company because you built this infrastructure, let's say. So again, the space is probably going to double in the next 5 to 10 years of online education, the companies you want to work for. So what does this mean to you? All of these companies need trusted, creative, dynamic, and adaptive people to handle multiple areas of their business at once, not just appointment setting. So I know many top appointment setters and many different offers that are still appointment setters or they've transitioned out to do bigger and better things. But the top ones that I've seen, they've willingly put their hand out to also help with not only appointment setting, but managing social medias, assistants to managers, helping them out with their internal stuff, solving internal business problems, client fulfillment specialists. Like the top setters that I know that are in the results, that have the results that you want, they're doing more than just appointment setting. And again, guys, I'll emphasize, you can do all of these skill sets without working any extra time. It just requires 30 to 40 minutes of your time a day to learn and research the basic concepts so you can have a generalized knowledge of business. You don't need to be a professional in anything. Now, I know what you're probably saying. Chris, I can't learn all of these skill sets. Even if I learned them, I'd be working 16 hours a day, which is kind of what I just mentioned there. Um, it takes minutes, not hours, to implement these things and offer these solutions once they're in your subconscious. Like it's super easy to do, guys. Online business is one of the easiest things in the world to do. I'm speaking from a 21-year-old kid that has had no previous business interactions. I grew up in a small town in a farm. I had I had a high school with 300 kids. Um, I wasn't the best student. Like this stuff, if more people just applied themselves, they would be more ahead. I could be 10 times more ahead than where I'm at right now, and I wouldn't be talking to you guys if I just put in a little bit more effort. Like it's just an effort game, guys. Now, this is what you're all kind of waiting for. I've told you all this kind of stupid stuff about, appointment setting and believing in yourself, but like how do you actually work with anyone you want through appointment setting? Just like I said, there's no solution, and you're going to go through trials and errors. But here's how you get any position you want. First of all, this is not on this list, but you need to have an optimized social media profile. Like you need to have a good photo, you need to have a good bio, you need to make sure that you have a solid network base where you have a lot of friends on Facebook or you're following a lot of people. It's very easy to do. And you want to look like someone that's trusted and credible because these guys are not going to respond to you on social media if you have social media that's not primed, right? If you need help with priming your social media, I'm more than happy to help you out with that. So after you prime your profile, it's all about being conscious about what you want. If you don't know what you want, and if you don't know who you want to work for, and if you don't know what industry you're going to want to be in, you're going to be going around in circles. You don't have to know exactly what you want to do, guys. You don't have to know exactly what company you want to work for, but you want to know the generalized idea. Are they a coach? Are they a consultant? Are they a fitness influencer? Like, who are they? After you identify who you want to work with, study the specific companies and influencers you want to work with in that space. Once you find the companies or influencers, go on their pages on social media, on Facebook, Instagram, and you never want to go to the guy that's in charge, guys. Like the way I've worked with Jeremy and Iman is through this strategy. So I really recommend you guys like listen up. Not for my sake, but for your sake. Whenever you're finding these influencers you want to work with, never go for the influencer first. You want to find the people in the company that they're following on Instagram or that's on their website. You want to find people that are in charge through their social medias. You want to get their Facebook profile. You want to get their Instagram profile. This will take 30 minutes of your time, guys, but you'll make 10 times more money. You want to also find the salespeople who work for them through social medias. You want to find the VAs and you want to find everyone that's in the company. So really easy to do. Now, you may be saying, oh, what if the people that they follow, I can't find anyone, whatever. Like, I guarantee you guys, if you guys look up the name of the influencer, if you look up the company, it'll be very hard for you not to find the names or emails of someone. That's called backdoor networking, right? You want to find a list of their salespeople, their low-level people, maybe in the positions that you're in. You want to find the managers. Now, now that you know where um like you want to work and who you want to work with and who to reach out to in their business, it's time to find a way for you to get in. Now, how do you find a way to get in to these companies? It's a very simple process, and I've done this for many businesses as an 18-year-old kid, just looking on someone's website. It's called an outwards value audit. I truly believe this, guys, and I don't know if you're religious or not, but it doesn't matter. But one thing that's really important that's said in a lot of like religious text is if you give without asking for anything in return, you will get more than anything you can ever imagine. Promise you that's the truth. If you find these people and if you reach out to them and give them value without asking for anything in return, on top of you reaching out for an appointment set or position, talking about your training experience and how you've gone to the space and how motivated you are to work with them, you will separate yourself from 99% of the candidates. Now, why am I saying this? If you go into these guys' messages and if you give a little bit of personalized value and a personalized message and a personalized opportunity to ask to work with them, if you send this to their salespeople, to their VAs, you want to know why I know this will work? Because, guys, I have been in the biggest CRMs in the education industries. I've had to deal with tens of thousands of leads through phone calls, through DMs, through emails. These big companies that you want to work for, it's extremely rare to see a prospect in that person's CRM, which is you. It's extremely rare to see someone actually go above and beyond, recognizing the brand or company, and not only giving them a compliment, but actual value. Now, this value can be given in many ways, but I want to like reemphasize this point, guys. The amount of times I've worked on Jeremy's inbox or Iman Gadzhi's inbox, and I've seen this. I have all of these people messaging them saying, "Hey, I'm a big fan. I love your stuff. I want to get into your training." But I rarely ever seen anyone ever say, "Hey, Jeremy, I've been following your stuff for a really long time, and I really like your Facebook group, and I really like your community, and I really value the trainings. I just went through and I made a few little suggestions on how you can make your group better and how you can make your community better so that you can have an uptick in sales so you guys can make more money." The only times I've seen someone send off a personalized message like that, guess what happened, guys? They got hired right away from all these companies because they sent a personalized message and they put in a little bit of effort. Okay. So you're not going to get results like this every single time, guys. But if you reach out to 10 of these influencers and their salespeople a day, and if you do your best to do an outwards external audit and just see their website, their social medias, where are they lacking? Use AI to help you out. If you just send that, that will make the person's day more than anything else. And you will get hired and you will get brung on because although you're not with the company, you're doing stuff. And it's so hard nowadays to find employees that will do stuff for the business. So imagine if you're not an employee and you're going out there and above and beyond to help them. Like nobody does that anymore, guys. Like it's insane. So there's a few things you can do to give this value. And I have a special kind of gift for you guys I want to give you after, but there's a few ways you can give value. Just like I said, you can give them feedback in the messenger or their email about their business, providing solutions and personalized gifts that will help them with their branding and promotion, using AI to identify their gaps and give them free solutions. Like Like if you guys, I'll give you an example of how you can use AI. Okay. Like you go to ChatGPT, you type it in, you say, hey, here is XYZ influencer's business model. He solves these problems for these people. This is his business model. This is how much he charges. What is wrong with his business model and how can he do more to make more money? If you just send them that, they're going to be amazed because you probably recommended two or three things that ChatGPT made that will probably make him more money. It's this simple, guys. Like again, I have a present to help you guys out with this facet, but like the amount of money you make is a direct like a representation of the amount of money that you provide in the marketplace. So like this stuff is crucially important. Giving value up front without asking anything for anything back is important. Again, you can reach out to their sales teams, their internal members on social media, and simply speak on your experience with the business, how long you've been following them. If you haven't been following them for too long, it takes 2 minutes to Google their biography. Be genuine, full of intention when reaching out. Find ways you can provide value on top of appointment setting, but get in your door as an appointment setter. This is just the surface. There's so many tactics I could show you guys to get into the eyes of these people. But I talked about that specific tactic because it's the most fundamental one. Give value. Find ways to give value. It's a lot easier than you think. The small things equal the big things. If you would go above and beyond, take 30 minutes extra to send off personalized messages or solutions to everyone on their team and spamming them in a good way, that's how you land clients. The problem is that most appointment setters or growth specialists are too lazy to do this and miss out on so many opportunities. Like if I went into Jeremy and Iman's company and I just stayed as an appointment center and I did nothing else, I would have no success. But the thing is that I didn't work any extra hours to actually do these things, right? 50% of all businesses in the world, how people get hired is through referrals. Like it's not through Indeed.com or Facebook groups. It's like how people get hired is through referrals. So take time to make friends and offer solutions to problems while asking for the opportunity to perform on top of it. But more importantly, be a good human, guys. People can tell your intention through a text. I know it's kind of hard to believe, but be a good human. The law of reciprocity is real. And do your best to help them out. I want to emphasize this, guys. These businesses are dying to have you. They need flexible, agile, creative, and effective problem solvers like you. The people who have the positions that you want, they're not any different than you. They're not smarter. They're not more handsome than you. Maybe they just got lucky. Or maybe they knew how to communicate what they wanted and they provided upfront value to get there. This is how you actually reach financial freedom in the online space. Not only become an appointment setter at a high level, but become a jack of all trades growth specialist where nobody can afford not to pay you, where you know so much generalized knowledge and you have access to so much generalized solutions that these companies can afford not to pay you or not to keep you. This is how you up your value because you're going to get more opportunities to work at bigger companies that get paid you more. The key is to have an all-encompassing generalized knowledge. Again, I'll repeat that. Like a all-encompassing generalized knowledge of most things in business so that you can capitalize on the problems you see in the businesses because there's always problems and they're always different and coming up with solutions even if you weren't initially hired to do it. And again, the solutions don't have to be perfect, but what really matters is the intention and the intent that you actually noticed the problem and came up with a solution. People appreciate that, especially if it's their own business. If I had someone in my business say, hey, man, I really like you and all this stuff, and I just took 20 minutes out of my day to figure out some other problems that you might be facing that could be preventing you from making more revenue, I'd be like, huh, this guy's actually like, he's like a normal person. He's a human being, right? So doing a recap here. We have 10 minutes left, guys, but just a recap of everything that I've said. I'll have this recording posted as well, but how you land A plus offers and network with A plus people, starting with nothing. The best tips I can tell you is identify who you want to work with, why you want to work with them, study the specific industries or companies in that niche. Once you find the influencer, find people that work with them, below them on every single level, and find your way to identify problems and send the value to them. So they get it, they understand you, and they refer you upwards to the recruiter or the CEO. Never go directly because it's never going to work. If you message someone directly, it's going to be their setter. Send off genuine messages to people who work there. Pose as a friend because you are a friend. You're not faking to be anyone. A fan and a problem solver by doing outwards audits on their business. And before you tell me that a business doesn't have a problem, every single business has a problem. And sometimes they don't even realize how big their problems are. Because if they knew how big their problems were, they'd probably be doing something about it, right? So you're not only helping them, like you're being a problem finder, not a product pusher, as Jeremy Miner would say. Again, you get into the door of top companies as an appointment setter, give as much value as you can, perform and help people, learn as much as you can. As you're doing your job, document all of your extra work, take time out where you can outside of your appointment setting job, identify problems, be vocal, come up with real solutions using AI and Google. That will take you 5 minutes and continue to demand creative roles in the company and solve other people's problems the businesses might have besides appointment setting. That's how I've done it. That's how a lot of my students have done it. Remember,
What do you want to be reminded?
my Siri went off.
Okay.
Forgive me. I have like a Bulgarian Siri. Remember, most business owners have no idea how to do the following. No idea how to do the following. They don't know how to appointment set. They don't know how to run ads. They don't know how to do branding, building a funnel, client fulfillment, video editing, customer service, building SOPs, infrastructures, community building, managing people, launching campaigns, using AI, using softwares, organize their business, finances, regulatory compliance, product development, quality market research. This may sound like big words, guys, but these are not hard things to do. And there's hundreds of other things that you can do to provide value that take no extra time out of your day that makes you instantly more valuable to these businesses. So this is all where you step in. No, you don't have to understand everything on this list. But the more you know, the more you learn, which means the more opportunities you'll have, which turns into more money into your pocket. This is the real path to time and financial freedom. I'll give you an analogy. Have you ever seen a skyscraper in a city? Do you think the construction company just plotted the building down there without building anything underneath to keep it up? Or do you think they built the infrastructure of the building deep underneath the ground so it can stay sturdy and never fall, withstanding the wildest storms? I know I kind of said that reading it, but you need to think of yourself as a skyscraper being built. You have to build the infrastructure, the jack of all trades mindset, so that you can serve more people and become more valuable in any company you work in, which will then turn into more money for you. This is how you can infiltrate top organizations like myself and like many of my students have done. You become so valuable and outgoing, they can't afford not to pay you more or not promote you. You do this by starting from the bottom and building. So the biggest tips I can give you guys, besides doing that outreach strategy, is hang out in communities of people you want to be around. There's hundreds of thriving communities on Twitter, SKOOL, and Facebook for agency owners, sales reps and appointment setters, fitness pros, and many other people. So find your community, find your groups, and be consistent in posting and interacting. I have made all of my business through Facebook, guys. Facebook is has an insane reach if you go into the right circles. Hang out in those communities and be consistent. Fortune favors the bold. There's no secret sauce to any of this. Put yourself out there consistently, and it'll become very hard for you not to get the results you want. Now, like I said at the beginning, guys, I'm going to be giving you access to my scripts, my SOPs, that my appointment setters have used to generate over $10 million in revenue. I'm going to try my best to help you get better placement if I need positions. And yes, I will give you access to learn from real setters who are producing millions of dollars a month. All you have to do is join my private community. This is completely for free. I'm going to have my VAs in the group chat and messenger drop the link to join the SKOOL community. It's going to be launched in the next 24 hours, where for free, you're going to get access to one-on-one personal support with me, 8-figure scripts, more in-depth network training. You're going to get soon-to-come interviews with 7-8-figure growth specialists. You're going to get job opportunities, quality job opportunities, mind you, weekly group calls, and much, much more for free in the SKOOL community. In the community, I'm going to teach you how to get the network you want, how to provide value to any business from outside, from the outside in, how to first interact with these businesses, how to separate yourself from everyone else, and how to identify problems in businesses and come up with a solution. How you can do all of this while working less than eight hours a day. So, announcement, on top of doing this, the SKOOL group I want you all to join, tomorrow I'm doing an encore of this, guys. It's going to be at 6 p.m. Eastern. So it's roughly 8 hours or 7 hours ahead of where it is right now tomorrow. It's at like 6 a.m. Filipino time, I think, and 6 p.m. Eastern. I'm going to be doing an open Q&A where you guys can all hop in, ask questions to me directly, and I'll give you some more advanced tips. All right. So first of all, join the group. The link will be in the Zoom chat or it will be in the Messenger chat. I'm going to be doing another call tomorrow at 6 p.m. I will drop the link and I'll send you an invite to your calendar. And I have one more tip. So if you guys aren't tired of seeing my face yet and you want to learn more from me, and if you're going to be up for the next few hours, I'm going live in one of my good friend Jabrin's community. Some of you are actually here because of him, and some of you are not, obviously. At 1 p.m. Eastern, so in roughly 2 hours from now, I'm going live in his group about the same topic, appointment setting. It's going to be a little bit different, but I think you guys will find a lot of value in it. I want to give you guys as much as you can so that you can get the results that you want, so that you can stop hanging out with the mediocre people that don't know what they're doing, that don't actually want the results that you want. So again, join the SKOOL community. I'll send you an invite for encore Q&A. You can hop in, ask me questions directly for tomorrow at 6 Eastern. Write that down. And I'm going live again today at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So in 2 hours from now. Can I get some feedback, guys? How is that? Do you guys find that was helpful? Did you guys get value out of that? Okay. Well, we had a very good retention rate. So I would guess that it did good. Okay. So thank you guys. Again, SKOOL community, join for free. I'm going to give you access to all this stuff. It's going to be launched in the next 24 hours. I'm going live in Jabrin's group. I'm going to send you a link to join the group. It's going to be Messenger and my VAs are here. And then third, I'm going live tomorrow, 6 p.m. Eastern for another one. All right, guys, I appreciate you so, so much. If you need anything, just message me directly. But I ask one more thing of you before we go. Please, can I ask one more thing of you guys? One more thing. If you guys got value from this, and if this guy's helped you out in any way, shape, or form, can you guys please send me a 20 to 40 second video testimonial about the training, what you learned and the biggest takeaways were. I would love to hear your feedback and I would love to have it. If you could send that directly to my Facebook DM, it would mean the world to me. Thank you guys so much. I will see you soon and try to stay out of trouble.